Okay, folks, let's rock and roll. This is episode 1527. It's Blind Magic in Alice Springs. I'm Murray Stewart, and I am your presenter and host. Solutions. Yeah, that's what we need right now, folks. There's a lot going on in the world, and we need solutions. We need people like you to offer up those solutions. If we go way back, could you imagine that phone call that may have happened when someone rang someone else and said, "Hey, I've come up with a great idea. How about roll up a bit of paper, set it on fire and breathe it in? Suck it in and relax. Called cigarettes, folks. Imagine how that phone call went. You probably was hung up on. That, hey, mate, when you've got a better idea, can you give me a call? But don't waste my time." And then that's someone who may have made another call and said, "Hey, brother, I've got a great idea. I've got these beautiful leaves. I put them in a bag and poured a bit of hot water over them, and that makes a beautiful drink. A beautiful, beautiful drink." "Oh, yeah? What are we going to call that drink?" He said, "Well, we'll just call it tea, a cup of tea. Yeah, beautiful tea leaves." Once again, a seemingly crazy idea that has become a worldwide phenomena. There's no such thing, folks, as a bad idea. No such thing. So don't keep your solutions, your ideas to yourself. Unleash them upon us. You might have the next great idea, the next great solution that might very well be one of those solutions that changes the world. Who can forget Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and that discussion that they had about the Apple Mac computer, which was built in a garage, and the rest is history. We now have the phenomena that we know as the Apple empire and, of course, the Apple phone, and so on and so forth. Talk about big things grow from little things, because that's what happens, folks. But if you keep them under the bed, in a shelf, and never give those ideas a voice, then we don't learn. We don't take that step with you. Because maybe, just maybe, you do have the next phenomena inside your wonderful brain. Yeah, maybe you do. And do we ever need you right now? Do we ever need you and your solution right now? I've been a solutions guy pretty much all my life, if I can be as bold as to suggest that. As you know, I've had businesses, and I've also been on the Alice Springs Town Council here, served on the council for 8 years, and all the while, I've always been the sort of a bloke that doesn't just criticise, but finds a solution. Yeah, just being critical for being critical's sake doesn't progress anything or anyone. If you're going to criticise, in my view, you need to offer up a solution. Yeah, don't just be critical. And this is my challenge right now with the Alice Springs Ratepayers Association. There's a lot going on in our town. There is. Our town's in trouble, and we do need solutions. So the Alice Springs Ratepayers Association, not only do we need to make this current mayor, Asta Hill, and her council accountable, we also need to be proactive in bringing forward solutions that can see this town rise again. And I think that is our next challenge. as the Ratepayers Association. And I most definitely don't want to spend the next 10 years of my life angry. No, I don't. I want to be far more positive than that. I want to help this town and the councillors, indeed all of us, to find the solutions that will make this town magnificent. I know we can do it. I've been a part of doing it in the past. In fact, I can remember when I was on the Alice Springs Town Council, I put together a conference. And that conference, which met in the Andy McNeil room, was about finding solutions and ideas that would see our town flourish. And during that afternoon, I can remember that the then CEO's wife, Janet Mooney, she came up with the idea of an Aboriginal art gallery. Yeah, that's where the art gallery idea was first given a voice. Very, very disappointingly, because of government stuff-ups and town politics, etc., it has not come to fruition. But it certainly was a good idea, and I still believe that there is a possibility with a bit of will and positivity and less politics that it could see the light of day again. But I don't want to live, as I said, I don't want to live the next 10 years of my life arguing with the council. No, I don't. I'll fight if I have to, but I would rather be on the same team. I would, because we're all living here together. We are, so we may as well be on the same team, rowing in the same direction and promoting great ideas, concepts and solutions that will ensure that this town can be great, can be magnificent. We are one of the most iconic towns in the world, but wow, are we struggling at the moment. I think in some ways we're a victim of our own success. I did say the other day that we're one of the most talked about towns in the world, but often for the wrong reasons. Well, we need now to utilise that popularity, that name recognition that we have. We need to use that to come up with solutions. And as I said, I want to be a part of that, and I want the Ratepayers Association to be front and centre, right alongside like-minded people, because they do need to be like-minded. We do need to have people who have a similar disposition to ensuring success. We can't have shrinking violets. We can't have people who are just critical for being critical's sake. We need those dynamic thinkers to come forward. And as I said, there's no such thing as a bad idea. Lurking within the minds of us all here in this town, I'm certain there are magnificent ideas. And I'm going to help pull those ideas out. I'm going to try and, in fact, explore my own brain. I might be aging, but I'm far from done, folks. I'm far from done. And what we all have at our age, if you are 60 plus, we have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience that we can call from. We have a library of experience that we can rely upon to bring up and dust off solutions that are just lying there, waiting to surface, waiting to explode. Yeah, we just got to pop the cork on that bottle. We do. So I don't intend shriveling up and going away. No, I do not. Not now, not for a long while yet. So I wonder if you're that sort of person that wants to contribute to your community, to your town, to your city, even to your country. with bringing forward solutions? Well, I have to tell you, it starts with this. It starts with understanding and believing that you can make a difference. You absolutely can make a difference. There's all sorts of vehicles today where you can express yourself, whether it be talkback radio or writing to a politician, getting a meeting and putting your idea forward. Don't think that you are so insignificant that you cannot make a difference. I've never believed it, so why should you? Why should you believe that you're insignificant? I've seen it happen so many times where things have changed because of. Can I give you an example? It wasn't that long ago that I was bailed up here by a half a dozen police officers, and they wanted to clear my place out of the pepper spray and I always called it the electric shock. Help me, Heather. What did I have? I had pepper spray and I had
a taser.
The taser. Yeah, I had both of those here just in case someone burst in my door. They were going to be met with a surprise. Yeah, all in the name of self-defense. And because of the resulting publicity that came out of that, we now have legislation in the Northern Territory where you can legally own such self-defense mechanisms, and so we should. It's our home, it's our life. We need to protect it. It's our right to protect it. And so, as a result of what happened to me, we're now in the game as far as our own self-defense is concerned. You see what I mean, folks? You see what I mean? We're not insignificant. We are not. My brother and I, we changed the Hospital and Charities Act in Victoria to prevent charities from being rip-off merchants, wasting their money, building empires, and not passing those profits on to the very people that they were raising money about and for. Oh, yes, it was going on big time. So there were massive changes to the Hospital and Charities Act, which we forced because we were disgruntled. And we wanted to be a part of finding solutions. Once again, my brother and I were the first children to be integrated as blind students into the mainstream education system. And as a result of that, people with disabilities, children with disabilities now are well and truly integrated into the mainstream system. Once again, solutions, all because of what happened to two little boys way back then. Now you know why I don't feel powerless. And now you know why I don't want you to feel powerless. Because what makes me special? Answer, nothing. Nothing. I'm no different to you. You also can make a difference in your way. I know you've got a solution up there in your magnificent brain. I know you do. Step forward, give it voice. Give us your power. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. We're living in contested times, challenging times. And right here, right now, we need great solutions. We need positivity. And most importantly, we need you. Every one of you. Okay, folks, have a bit of a think about that and dust your good ideas off. We want to hear from you. We really do. This has been, and it always will be, episode 1527.
Yep.
Hey, you beauty. We're firing on all cylinders today. This has been a Blind Magic Communications production.